Create weird textures with linked layers in Affinity Photo. Start with an ellipse. You can start with anything, any shape, any design like that. It doesn't particularly also matter with the design here. Of course, it's nice to have sort of a gradient, etc. But it could be an image as well. Simple as that. What you can do then is go to Layer and Rasterize. Once it's been rasterized, I can now use the Layer and Duplicate Linked. So I've got one design here and I can resize that design. You can see now it's a pixel layer. It needs to be a pixel layer to use the Duplicate Linked. And you can fill the entire screen with this design. You can also select all those designs and do exactly the same thing again. Just go to Layer and Duplicate Linked. So you don't have to continuously add additional ones like that as before, but you can simply just quickly add a whole group of them. Also, you can go to Layer and Duplicate Linked and create a load more. And maybe some more. Layer and so you can create hundreds of them very quickly, fill your design with this, and also of course you can resize the design, you can rotate the designs and much more. So once you've filled your entire screen, you don't have to of course, because you can do distorts which actually probably will fill most of the screen. But there I have it, all filled with that same design. It's the same layer, no difference. All those designs are all identical. And that's using the linked layers. So what I can then do is I'm going to select one of them. I'm just going to go to Filters, and then I'm just going to go to Colors and Halftone. However, don't do that. What you need to do first is go to Select and Selection from Layer. You don't have to do this with all filters, but the one with Halftone is best because it actually just doesn't generate such a great response. So Selection from there, and then go to Filters and Colors and Halftone. And you can see the design there. And you can modify it, obviously change the cell size, and you can see obviously having a gradient gives you a bit more structure than if you just had a solid colour. But you can always do that. And also you can go with colour if you want to go with that. But monochrome, fairly reasonable as well. And you can change screen angle, etc. And you can click apply. And as soon as you've done that, all of them then get exactly the same. So it takes a bit of processing, but it's done it all. And what you can then do is you can select and deselect. And again, you can select the same layer. Don't have to, of course, you can select any of them. They're all identical. So what you can then do, go to Filters and Distort and Deform. You could use other distortions as well. I'm just going to use this one. And I'm going to add some handles. Quite a few just over there, and I'm going to distort this design. And as I do that, you can see what happens. All of those dots, they all get distorted as well. And you can create all kinds of weird and wonderful shapes using this approach. And of course, you can always undo if you don't like it. Once it's if you create something, you think, oh, you know what, that doesn't look very good. You can always go undo. So once you're happy there, apply. Now I've got that design selected. See that one there? I can do repeat deform. And sometimes it might look better, sometimes you can undo again. You don't have to use it, or you can just go to Filters and Distort and Deform and just add additional one. Just distort it again. If you're just unhappy with it, simply do it again. Click apply. So once you've done that, what you can do also with these pixel layers, you can also change the blending mode. And sometimes this works really nicely. So you can just go over here and you go for dark and multiply. Obviously, sometimes it doesn't, but you might, depends what you want. But you can go, just try them out. Difference, obviously. I mean, if you want a noisy design, that is a lot of noise in that. But you've got here linear lights. You can also go, now arrays, that's an odd one. It's an odd one because it's still there, but you can, so you've got contrast negative, or negate, I should say. However, I'm just going to go with normal. So got that design there, and that's it. Got a lovely, wonderful texture design, very quick and easy, using this halftone effect, but with a bit of distortion as well, using exactly the same layer. And of course I can still modify the design, I can still rotate the design, I can still add, I can still go to Layer and Duplicate Linked, and it's still exactly the same as before. So I can do that, and also of course I can still modify it. So I can always go to Distort, maybe go for one of the other ones here. perfectly reasonable as well. And also you can recolor it, of course. If you decide, what I want some colour, well, best way to do it, just go there to the top, just deselect everything. So it's, want it all to be deselected. Sometimes it doesn't let you do that so easily. However, let's just go for this layer and go down to new adjustment layer, and I want to go to recolor. So recolor, very quick and easy, bring in some colour. And then you can obviously go through the colours there, modify the colours there as well, saturation, lightness, and so on. And also you've got blending modes as well, so you can run through those if you want as well. And then you've got that design. And that's on top of all those other layers. That was the thing I was aiming for. So every single one, because if I move that into that one, if I just move that down there, it doesn't get reflected all the way through. That would be a real nice feature. I don't know why it doesn't do that. As far as it's still got a link there. So as far as it's concerned, it's still basically the same design. But for some weird reason, it just ignores that recolor and doesn't put it everywhere else. Would be great. However, hope you found this tutorial of interest. Always adding new tutorials all the time. Also, this is part of a sequence of tutorials about the linked layers, so please check those out as well. It's a whole run of them. Like or dislike, always appreciated. Thank you much.